For you to love me just as much as I want you.
Your favorite rapper of all time. Go!
Biggie Smalls is the illest.
Occasionally, I do something called the 5-star shout out. I love to say this line. I'm not gonna say it because I don't believe in it. I don't believe in. You can't make a. You know what I'm talking about.
Well. Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing out there this morning? Hope everybody's having a great day. I'm enjoying myself. My name is Dennis Holmes from the Ignorant Thinker Podcast. I'm here with the Chocolate Girl.
Hey everybody, it's the Chocolate Girl here on Saturday morning, my favorite day of the week. How you doing, Dennis?
I'm doing pretty good. You know, another day, another dollar. You know how I go out. I made it through Friday, so I can holler. That's how I go.
Another dollar, not a dame
Yeah.
dollar, just a
No,
dollar.
just a dollar. You know, put nobody name. Just a dollar. But it's been a pretty good week though. I really had a really good time. Had a really good time. How was your week?
It's been pretty good. It's been pretty good. I made it through the week without too much trouble. Got to see the grandbaby. You know, when I see the grandbaby, that's always good. And my son and my sister, nieces, saw all them. And it's been a pretty fruitful week. Got a lot of things done. Just so excited to be here. Excited for this show too.
Yes. Because you know we named today's show "Rich Man, Poor Man." We're digging deep into some letters that we had received.
Let us
We
to
haven't
the
did letters.
side, Joan.
We
Side.
haven't did letters to the Side Jawn in a while, so we're going to dig deep into some letters that we have received, and we're going to, just try. We're just here to help. Let's get that out the way. I know y'all like to say, "Oh, stop taking advice from these podcasts, waka flockas," and you know what I mean. I'm tired of podcast people talking this on relationships and talking that. At the end of the day, you don't have to listen. If you're easily influenced like that, then maybe it's you.
You silly Dennis.
Get that out the way. But I'm letting you know, we're just here to help.
We
We're not
are.
here to damage no relationships. We're not here to make sure that you do extra stuff in your relationships.
Nope.
I got an opinion, just like Sharon has an opinion. Just like if you went to the barber shop and you went and talked to those guys, they got an opinion. If you went to the hairdresser and talked to them girls, they got an opinion. Okay?
Yep.
It's just an opinion.
That's right.
Again, stop trying to make it seem like podcast is messing up your relationship. Your relationship probably was already in shambles.
Exactly. It ain't
I
my
just
fault.
right. I just keep hearing y'all saying that, like, oh, you know, these podcasters go out here and tell you you're supposed to do this and do that and live like this, live like that. I'm not sitting here telling you that, but I am going to tell you what I do think you should do. I think you should always be happy. And I don't care how you feel about that. I think you should always be happy. That is one of the things I do preach as a podcaster. Be happy.
That's right. Do whatever makes you happy.
Whatever makes you happy, be happy. That is one of the things I do preach.
Mhm.
But we're gonna get into these letters. We're gonna try to help some people. Uh, start calling myself Doctor Happiness. So I'll start taking pride in that, Doctor Happiness. But yes, Chocolate Girl, you ready for these letters?
I am ready for the letters.
All
Yeah,
right,
I think you got the first one. Yeah,
I got the first one.
you got the first one.
Okay, I wasn't ready. Uh, okay. All right. First of all, dear Side Jawn, thank you so much for taking my letter. I really need your help. I met a guy on one night at the barber shop when I was picking up my brother. He was so fine, I couldn't stop smiling from the moment I saw him. After a few weeks of talking, we made our relationship official. Okay.
Mm,
We didn't move in together, but we did decide to eventually. We did decide eventually we were going to once our leases were up on our apartments, which are up in the same month. Okay, that was up. Meanwhile, while we were on our business trip, I met another guy. He was amazing. He wined and dined me the entire trip. He
mm.
bought me gifts. They bought me gifts. Once I got back home, I felt bad. Then I saw my boyfriend. It has been 8 months since I met number two. Okay. Since I
Okay.
have been home, he has come to visit me 7 times. He has paid my rent, taken me on a weekend getaway, bought me clothes and jewelry, none of which my boyfriend knew about until last week. I felt so bad that I had to tell him. I I felt I owe him. I felt I owe him that because he had always been good to me. Number one doesn't have money like that. He's a struggling musician, but despite not being able to give me all the things, he truly makes me feel so good inside. I realized the only reason why I was dealing with number two was for the money. Now that I told you about number one and number two about number two said that he didn't care and he wants me to be with him. Number one, the only one I have real the only
The
one I have
one, the one,
realized
not the only, the one.
the one I have realized that I really do love was
Mhm.
Crush, and he said that he never wants to see me again. What can I do to get him back?
Shit. Ooh, she done messed up. What you
Go
think,
ahead,
Dennis?
Jackie.
You the man. I want to see what you think first.
I'm gonna let you go. I read it. You go ahead. I gotta hear this one, Chocolate. What you got
Well,
for her? On the woman's
and
perspective.
from a woman's perspective, what I have for her is she brought this shit on herself. You know how I feel about messing around with other folks and cheating behind people's back. There's just no excuse for it. So when she went out on a business trip, she's supposed to have been there for business, not picking up some other dude. Because I mean, I'm reading the letter. I'm like, she said she's on a business trip. She met a guy, and then he wined and dined her. That's a decision. You ain't have to go just because he asked you. That's a decision. So she made a decision because she was blown away by the money. I'm assuming she could probably tell that he had money when she met him. He probably
Mm.
walked up with the Versace suit on and probably got out of a limo or something and, walking in with the Billy D. Williams voice and all, probably, and laid the money out. And then she just was influenced by the money and doing all this stuff. But then she had to mess around with him for what was it, 8 months to realize she didn't love him and she just wanted the money and she really loved the other dude. It sounds like she's not ready for a commitment. She need to be by herself for a little while. That's what it sounds like to me.
Number one thing, she might have really lost true love because she couldn't stand through the test of the time
Right.
of number one struggling. Like at the,
Right.
if you with somebody that's let me make sure I say this right. If you with
Uh-oh.
somebody that's struggling, but they show true love. Let me get all this together. Struggling, but they show true love, and they haven't been out there disrespectful or doing anything like that. They just trying to genuinely love you. But at this moment, they're struggling. As you can see, he's a struggling musician, and he can't afford to buy you all this stuff that number two is buying you, and wine and dine you and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Those are really the moments when you find out where love is. All that wine and dining and take you off stuff. That's why number two said he don't care if you still with your boyfriend, because he ain't got time to be in a relationship with you. He don't want to go through none of that. He want the good times with you, and that's it. That's
No,
all he wants.
no, no. She said
Number
that
two
number
don't care
two
if you with a
said he didn't care and he wants me to be with him. So he does want a relationship. He doesn't care
Oh,
about
I
the
thought
other
he
guy.
meant he wants me to be with number one.
No, 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 no. Number two.
Oh,
He wants him. I don't care. He don't care about finding out about number one. See, apparently he didn't know about number one, and number one didn't know about number two. So she was
I think
playing
he,
both
I think he
sides
knew about.
against the
I think he
middle.
knew about number one because, like, you start to know. You know what I mean?
That's
8 months.
what she said. Now that I told number one about number two, and I told number two about number one. So that tells me they didn't know about each other. That's where I got that from.
Okay, I'm gonna keep it on that.
If
If
she
you say
being
that.
if she being honest, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Whoever she is.
I'm gonna go with what she said in the letter. I'm gonna say if she being honest. Then number two was cool with it. He said, I don't care if you with him now, you're gonna be with me.
Yeah, I
And
guess
we did
so.
take you from him. But you don't even know what kind of relationship you're gonna be in with number two. Because you only had good times with him.
That's right.
Well, what is he like without the money?
And he must live somewhere because she says he came to visit her 7 times.
7 times in 8 months.
Visit sound like he lives somewhere else, like he live out of town or something. Right?
No, maybe not that far away. Let me just say that.
Because he says visit. Normally you would say something like he came to see me if he was in
Yeah, but
town.
they wrote a letter, so maybe they meant to say visit. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't
I
know.
don't know.
But it just sounded like to me that he might live out of town. But she said she met him on a business trip. I don't know.
Right.
I just feel like the bottom line is she made a decision. She decided to cheat because they made it official. It says after a few weeks of talking, we made our relationship official. What does official mean? That means we together.
And y'all together. I mean, from that point on, whatever happens is y'all as a couple from that
That's
point on.
right.
When you make it official. So
That's right.
you don't have to be on your social media just taking pictures of the food, talking about something. I'm out on a date. You know what I mean? You
Mhm.
can actually take a picture with you and your significant other. Say I'm out on a date with bait. You know what I mean? Instead of just taking pictures of food.
Me
I
and my
I peep
boo.
y'all. I peep y'all to do that. Let me just get that out the way. I watch y'all to do that. Just take pictures of food and you know,
Mhm.
or take a picture of the place that y'all went to, but don't never take a picture of the person y'all with
Right.
because y'all ain't securing them. That's why.
Mm-hmm. Or else you with somebody you ain't supposed to be with.
Right. Elise is in the building. What's going on, Elise? She
What's up,
breaking it
Elise?
down. She said it was a long distance relationship. It might have. I mean, it might have been. I mean, it could have been to a point where, he lived in, Chocolate City, D.C., and she lived in Baltimore. You know what I mean? So, which really, to a lot of people, that ain't nowhere, but to them, that may be a visit.
Right.
That's those are just some of the things I think about. But at the end of the day, I guess she ain't got no choice but to be with number two because she ain't getting number one back. Right? That's you ain't getting them back. I don't know what you was thinking, but you ain't getting them back. And if you do get them back, it ain't gonna be the same.
Not for a while anyway.
It ain't gonna be the same. It's really hard. Once you break somebody's heart, it's really hard to get them back
Yeah.
to being the person that they used to be.
Yeah. I don't really have any advice for her. I'm sorry if you listening. I don't. To try to get him back, I don't know.
I got advice for you. Take your time in your next relationships if you're gonna be in one. Don't be
Yeah,
rushing
that.
to be in a relationship.
Yeah, I can
No
give
need
her
to
that.
rush because if y'all was just talking and you did this, it wouldn't mean that much to him. Because at the end of the day, y'all not official.
Right.
At least that's what I was told by the rules. You're not official. Y'all not official boyfriend and girlfriend. Y'all just humping around.
Right. Then that's different. But she put in this letter official. Official.
Official. Official. Now if
Yeah.
he did the same thing, now if he did that same thing to you, would you take him back? No.
I will say though, women are more forgiving than men. Men have a hard time coming back from when a woman cheats on them. It's
You
harder for
want
them
to
to
you
deal
want to know
with.
why?
I think I know why, but you can tell us.
I'm going to tell you one side of the story why. Because the worst thing you want to hear is that your girl went and gave another man some oral sex. I'm gonna keep it PG and say oral sex. That's some of the worst things that you want to hear, and it might not have happened,
But
but
that's
she
what
already
y'all think.
cheated.
But
And
that's what
with you,
y'all
she already cheated, so that's the first thing we thinking about.
I don't understand that. Men are y'all just so y'all.
I'm letting you know that's the first thing we think about. Like you already cheated, so we know you lying. So you ain't gonna tell us if you did, if you did.
That don't mean that she's lying. Just because that's what's on your mind doesn't mean that she's lying.
You know some honest cheaters.
No, I'm not saying about the cheating. I'm talking about what the other thing you said.
Oh,
The
I'm
oral the
I'm just
oral
talking about
sex. The oral
usually
sex
when it
part.
comes to cheating, lying is with it. Lying,
Oh well,
cheating.
yeah, that's true, but they may be telling the truth. They may be telling the truth if they said they didn't do that with that guy. But you'll still think she did, whether she did or not.
Sure do. That's why
That's
they.
what you're saying.
Why I
And see,
tell. That's why I
mhm.
tell women about them. I tell people. Sorry about them work wives and work husbands. Don't do it. I tell people don't do it. You start giving that control and that power to somebody that bought you $1 coffee every day, and now you want to call that person your work wife or work husband. Now you done brought them to a party with your real significant other there. Mm-mm. And you don't think it's nothing because you brought all of your coworkers to this party. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Well, I've always told you I don't do the work husband and work wife, and I don't even know what that is. I don't fool with that.
I've done it before, and
No,
at the time I wasn't in a relationship, so I was cool.
no, I don't get that close to people I work with. I'm not gonna be like that. Mm-mm.
I understand that. I fully understand that. No need to get close to nobody you work with. Like my
Mm-mm.
dad told me when
Now,
I was younger, they all backstabbers.
not in any type of work husband, work wife type of thing. No. Now I do make friends. I make female friends and male friends at work, but nothing else, nothing beyond that.
Okay.
Mm-mm. And it's very few and far between. I try to keep it separated. I just think that's best.
It's been working for you.
It's been working for me.
Been
But
working for
yeah,
you.
this poor child, I think she done lost number one. I don't think she ever gonna get him back.
I hope all as well. Then she'll mess around and see number one doing, really good things. And you know what? That's
Mhm.
crazy. It reminds me of one of my favorite Tyler Perry movies, Temptation.
Mm. I
That's
didn't
good.
like that one.
I love Temptation. That was a good movie.
That's all right. What's your favorite Tyler Perry movie?
Wow, that is a good question. Probably Daddy's Little Girl.
I would say that's probably my sister's too. She loves that movie. I love it
Daddy,
too, but mine is still gonna be Family Reunion. Medea's Family Reunion.
right. Maya
That's
Angelou.
that's my
Yeah.
yep with Maya in it. That's just my favorite because she's in it. That'd be a good question for Tuesday for
They
a
don't watch
Tuesday
Tyler Perry movies.
for a Tuesday show.
They don't watch Tyler Perry movies.
You don't know.
I know. I know them fools. I talk to them almost every night. They don't watch Tyler Perry movies. I know them fools.
Rank the Tyler Perry movies 1 to 10. All right, but anyway, we ready for the second letter?
We reckon for the second letter. For the people that wrote, for the lady that wrote the first letter, sorry about your situation. You know, it was fun while it lasted, but your guilt took over. There's some people out there that have had that point. I'm gonna tell you something right now. I'm gonna let this is the last thing I'm saying. I know some girls that I done grew up with that would have let two sides to the middle kept playing and got pregnant and got pregnant and told both of them his dad.
Dennis. I ask you again, where do you get these women from that you talk to? Lord.
These ones I grew up with.
I'm where? It's like, who raised these people? I'm like, what are they? Who taught them how to be women? Nobody. Like Keith Sweat said, nobody.
It's terrible.
It is terrible.
It's terrible.
Well, I hope she learned her lesson. You know, all that glitters ain't gold. Stop chasing the dollar. I remember telling a guy I was with one time, oh, this is too much information. I should have said somebody else I know did this, but it was me. And I loved him so much. I said, hey, I'll go anywhere with you. I don't care. I'll live anywhere with you because I love him that much. I meant that too. Not anymore.
You know why you lost that feeling. You lost that feeling.
I know I lost it for him.
When you had that love, that genuine love, and that feeling for that person, you'd have walked through a brick wall for that.
Yeah. When we were together, we were together.
Right.
Now, not so much. But anyway, all right. Number 2, we got the second letter. You know, Dennis, there were like 5 letters, but I thought I only, do 2 for the day. Okay. The second one says, Dear Side Jawn, this one's short. How do I get my daughter to see that not behaving like a lady, not cleaning up, that means she nasty, not cooking, and having no drive to do anything will only lead to her struggling in life? Her father and I raised her to be responsible, resourceful, and we led by example by working hard, providing for the family, exposing her to all the right things. We gave her everything. There we go. Bingo. We gave her everything. The best schools, the best trips, the best clothes, everything. Now she seems to be a lazy, spoiled brat. Now she's 20 and still at home, not going to school, not working. What do we do? Man, you first, Dennis. I read this one. You first. Man, this burns. Makes my blood boil.
It's your fault. No, I'm letting the people know that this letter is your fault. This is your fault. I don't want you to think it was anybody else. This is your fault.
Explain.
Because you raised them and you spoiled the hell out of them. That's why. So they know they ain't got to do much. They ain't got to go out there and cook and clean, nothing like that. They know you're gonna do it. Mm-hmm. And that's where it comes to that point where it's like, oh, I want my kids to come up better than I did. Sometimes you need to go back and reflect. Did you really come up that bad?
That's a good question.
Did you really come up that bad? Sometimes you need to go back and reflect. Like, was it really that bad? Was it to a point that you couldn't, you missed a couple meals? Then that's all right. Just make sure you got food in the fridge all the time. But you have to teach kids the basic principles of survival because you will not always be there. Those are some of the things you have to teach as a parent.
That's right.
The basic principles of survival. Cooking, cleaning. If they can learn those things, they'll always have a job. They'll always have a clean house. They won't have a junky, dirty house or nothing like that. And they got to be respectful. But if they've been raised up like a spoiled brat, they not cooking and cleaning. They always think they can throw money and stuff. Oh, no, I'll pay for that. I'll pay for that.
And what you think they mean by not behaving like a lady. I'm wondering. I need more info on that right there. I want to know what they're talking about.
I
That's a
don't.
lot.
It could go either way. Either they daughter decide that but since this is Pride Month, they daughters decided that they went the prideful way, or like, maybe it just could be that she out there having sex through both draws legs, as they would say back in the day. You out there having sex through both draw legs. So
Mm. Anything
no,
else?
I'm gonna let you get the rest of
Well, this is what I have to say. I'm trying to break this letter down. That not behaving like a lady. First of all, that makes me think that she got a lot of mouth, and she's probably just just doesn't have respect. Like she probably disrespectful the way she is, and she probably walks around like this. What does this mean? Like this, and not behaving like a lady. And then she says not cleaning up, not cooking, having no drive to do anything. And she's not in school, and she's 20 years old. It doesn't say that she's whether or not she's it does say she's not even working, and she's 20 and living at home, and she's lazy and spoiled after they gave her everything. So I'm inclined to agree with you. They gave her everything, but they didn't teach her anything. You can give kids a lot of things, but you got to teach them things too. You can't just funnel money and stuff and things to them. You got to teach them lessons. And it seems like to me, the parent who wrote this letter didn't teach the lessons that needed to be taught. And you were saying, some that grow up struggling, and then when they get the kids, they want to give them everything so they don't struggle. Some of
right.
it's
You ain't
not
never,
that. Some of it's not that. I bet you this person is a young parent. I bet you she's young, younger than you, or younger than me at least. I bet you she probably had this child when she was 18 or 20 years old, and now the child is 20 herself, so she's about 40.
yeah, yeah,
She's about 40. And these newfangled 40-year-old parents now and younger, they don't like to get strict in their home. They don't feel like they can, largely because society says you can't put your hands on them, you can't do this, you can't do that. They ready to take your children away, ready to put you in jail if you talk too loud at a child. It's just a different time,
yeah.
because Lord knows I couldn't have a child in this day and age. They take my children. They would take them.
They ain't gonna take
And I'm pretty much know that because I'm not tolerating disrespect.
it.
And it sounds like to me, one of two things: either the first thing that you said, or the parents have been punked by this child out of fear and just let her have her way around the house. And I'm sorry, this is my house. You're not gonna do that to me.
Right. And you
And
just
if you in
and
my
hey,
house, my
and you
rules,
20. You
yeah, you
20.
20, but it's still my house,
God
my
bless.
rules. You 20. My
You can
house,
leave.
my rules. If you don't like it, you can pack what you got on your clothes and some toiletries, and you can leave. Because you're not
You can
taking
leave.
anything else in here, because I bought all this. All of it. And you can go. Like
Everybody got shit to do.
Claire Hustable said, you can go out there and discover America.
Exactly.
In one of my favorite episodes when she got Miss Denise told.
Oh, that was
So
Denise. I thought that was the one with
this is when Denise wanted a car or something, and she kept going in there all slick in the mouth, talking about how it's not fair and this what I want to do, or something. And
right.
Claire
I thought
told her,
it was the other one they had to
if
go.
you ever take that tone with me again, you can pack whatever you got in that little bag, and you can go discover America.
Yeah. I thought it was what you
Talking
call
about
them.
this is America. This is America. Oh yeah, well you can go discover America then.
I can't
Go
think of the other
discover.
sister name. The one that went to DC for that party and lied to the parents.
Oh, Vanessa. She went to
Vanessa.
Baltimore.
Baltimore
with the
and Lockton.
wretched. Oh yeah, that's my all-time favorite one.
Oh
The
man,
other one is one of my favorites, but the
she
all-time
went,
favorite is the wretched. I posted that. I post that on my Facebook page once a year, at least.
she went off on Vanessa.
That was a good show. That was a good show. A lot of lessons in the Cosby Show. But anyway, yeah. This child is spoiled. That's what the problem is. They spoiled her, and now that they created a monster, and now they don't know what to do. And then you writing this letter to the Side Jawn. What can we do? What you can do is kick her tail out of the house.
Tough love.
You either go get a job or you go to school, but you cannot be here over 18 doing nothing. That's not gonna happen. Mm-mm.
Tough love.
Mm-mm. You got a choice. It's work, school, both, or you can leave.
Man, tough love. That's what I'm gonna keep saying. Tough love, baby.
Gotta do
And I'm
something.
sorry for it, but tough love, baby. You gonna need it.
Yeah, I mean, just think about it though, Dennis. I remember when I was young, after high school, it was understood we were going to school. We didn't have to sit down and have conversations about what do you want to do. It wasn't about parents didn't sit down and ask us what do we want to do. It was just germane to the conversation. It was just automatic. This is what's happening. You go to elementary school, you go to high school, you graduate, you go to college, and you get married, you have family, you get old, you die. That's it. That's your life. That's it. And there was nothing to talk
I
about.
didn't have it. I didn't have a conversation like that.
But no, it's not a conversation. That's what I'm saying. There's no conversation. That's just understood. This is how it is.
Well, it wasn't a guarantee everybody was going to college.
No.
That was the whole thing. So that's what I'm saying. Like, but as you said, elementary school, middle school, high school, guaranteed. There's nothing you can say about it. Like I knew people that I grew up with that dropped out. I wasn't dropping out. Easiest grade they always say to drop out in, ninth grade. Easiest grade.
You told me you used to see them people going to night school.
Night school.
You like night school. You're like, where are you going? I go to school every day. Where you going?
Right. Mind you, I'm going all the way across town, almost out of town to go to school. At some point, if I miss the charter bus, I gotta catch 3 buses to get to school. Mm-hmm. I ain't never changed schools, never did none of that. I'm not trying to stay in the same school. Yeah. Went to school every day. I ain't missed no days like that, nothing.
I remember high school. I went to high school across town. My bus stopped at 3 other schools before it got to my school.
Oh, I was on public transportation, but yeah.
We had the yellow school bus, honey.
I caught the yellow school bus in elementary school, which was down the street from my high school. So I went to school in the same area for about 12 years. I went to school in the same area. Roxborough, Manayunk, about the same area for 12 years. The elementary school I went to, Denzel Washington shot a movie there. Name of the movie is called Fallen.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that was for 12 years I went to school in that area. But I caught the yellow bus my whole years in elementary, all the way up to 8th grade. Caught the yellow school bus up there.
I think I was in maybe 7th grade when we even got public transportation out there where I live. Because it was in the suburbs. It's kind of going out into the county. It wasn't in the heart of hearts of the city. So I think I was like 7th or 8th grade. They expanded the bus routes to go out there. I guess because there's more people moved out there, they felt the need to do it. So we didn't have to get no city bus. Mm-mm.
Yeah, when I got in high school, I had to get the city bus. And at first, it was just the city bus. You just, I only had to catch like 2 buses at first. But then we ended up moving. We ended up moving way over there in Kinston, over there in what they call Dead Man's Land. That's where we ended up moving to. And what they called the Badlands back then. So that's where we ended up moving to. And when we moved there, I had to catch 3 buses to get to school. If I didn't get the charter, if I got the charter, then it was only 2 buses.
Do they still call that area the Badlands?
Yeah, they still call it the Badlands.
Is it bad?
Yeah, it's bad. The drug is a very big drug infested area. To the point that the drug addicts sleep on the corners and everything. And like homeless people in tents is real bad. I'm gonna send you a video because you on Instagram a lot. I'm sending you a video now that you're on Instagram a lot. Send you a video so you'll see what the neighborhood look like. Now it wasn't this bad when I was growing up. It was more the drug addicts was around, but they wasn't sleeping on corners and tents and nothing like that. But they was around. Like you seen them.
Mm-hmm.
But the area was still good enough that you could take kids out there and play on the basketball court and everything. Now, nah, it don't look good.
Ain't none of that going on.
I don't even know if my niece and nephews live around there. I doubt if they ever even go to the basketball court.
And see, out there where I lived growing up, there was not crime out there. It was rare you would even have a break-in, like in somebody's house or car. Nothing, hardly anything. Now, can't say that now.
Yeah.
Can't say that now. They got shootings and some more stuff going on out there now. The neighborhood has changed. Doesn't even look the same when I go home. Breaks my heart.
Never looks the same. Couple neighborhoods I grew up in don't look. One of them is almost about to be gentrified. Like it's almost, it's a couple. I've seen a couple sprinkled in, but it's about to be fully gentrified.
Well, it is when you see somebody pushing a stroller and walking a dog at the same time. If you see that, it's over with. The gentrification is happening.
Oh, our the line we had is when you start seeing white people jogging at 5 in the morning in your neighborhood, your neighborhood is gone. All that tough, my neighborhood is gone. All that is gone.
It's gone.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was always our running joke. If you see your neighborhood is gone.
Pretty much.
But I understand why they came back to live in a neighborhood because they was living in the suburbs, paying that high mortgage. Then they had to pay for a car note. Mm-hmm. Then they got to pay gas, to fill up. Then they got to pay to park downtown. That's a lot of bills right there. You ain't even get to the in-house bills.
That's right.
Now, if something happened, you depressed. Let that check not come like it's supposed to come. You ain't got no extra money to do nothing. You just working to pay bills. That's all you doing. They said, screw this. I ain't stressing over none of this stuff. I'm moving back to the neighborhood. If I'm going to die, it ain't going to be from stress. I'm going to get shot by some of them. All right. That's how I said I'd rather take my chances getting shot by them. And I ain't got to leave my house because now they got DoorDash and all that. So if I don't feel like cooking, I ain't got to cook. But now I can actually go out there and catch I got a nice house. I got money to myself. I can go catch an Uber and go where I want to go. Or I can catch public transportation and get right there. I ain't got to pay for parking. I don't really need a car.
Mm-hmm.
I understand 100%. That's why I was like, I don't understand how y'all don't see it. They work downtown. They're paying for parking every week. It's almost $200 a week.
That's right. Certainly is. And who wants to pay all that for just to park?
Just to park. You almost paying $200 a week.
Let me tell you something, Dennis. When it comes to businesses and making money, buy you some property, buy a parking lot, make it a parking lot or a parking garage. That's just legendary wealth for the rest of your life and your children's life and everything. Because all you got to do is pay taxes on the land. That's all you got to do.
Those guys that got those parking lots downtown, geniuses.
Mm-hmm.
I met one of them. Because I used to do security downtown. And where I did security at was across the street from where they take trading places. Where Eddie Murphy was walking on, was riding around, had no legs.
Yeah.
And that park, I was right there. I did security right across the street. So I met the guy that actually owned that parking lot. That was the only guy I ever met.
Mm. Well, property is where it's at.
Yes, property is definitely where it's at. And to the people to the parents out there that got those spoiled children, and you out there doing all this extra for your children, make sure you have control of your children.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I'm not sitting here doubting your parent and telling you that you failed as a parent. You didn't fail as a parent. You raised a young, healthy, able, and willing child to do what they need to do. Now you just need to give them some motivation to get up and get the hell out. That's all. That's all. You spoiled the hell out of them. You gave them nothing but great time. You're not a bad parent, but you have to give them that kick in the ass to get the hell out. Okay,
and
that's
you
what I'm going to say.
and you got to give them a reality check. You sitting
Yeah,
here living here with us. We could go outside or even be home and get killed and die today. How are you going to make it? What are you going to do? How are you going to take care of yourself? You don't even know how to pay a bill. You don't know how to buy groceries. You don't know how to budget. How are you going to take care of yourself?
that's what
You
we're
don't
going
even
to
have a
do.
driver's license. You 20 years old. I'm just making that up.
Probably, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Probably ain't never paid the cell phone bill,
Probably not. But the
but you want an
parents probably
iPhone.
been paying it. See, that's
But you
that's
want an
another.
iPhone 14.
I used to watch Dr. Phil all the time. I stopped watching Dr. Phil after a while because I don't know. It's just this show just kind of changed to me, but I stopped watching after a while. But he would always have these parents on there talking about their unruly children. And he would
Mm,
just ask them very simply, well, where did they get the money to buy all this stuff from? From us. Yeah. And it's like a reality check. The children don't just come into this world and spoil themselves. You spoil them.
exactly.
And this is the thing. I remember going to college. It was eye opening going to college and staying in a dorm and having to see other students who don't even know how to do laundry and make their bed
Oh man. Oh my goodness. You was hitting it right on the nose.
because their mamas made their bed and did their laundry. You see so many people with bleach stains on their clothes, white turned into pink because they washed it with some red. Saw it all the time. I had a girl ask me to show her how to do laundry. Do laundry. You 18 years old, you don't know how to do laundry? Dennis,
Don't know.
I've
Don't
been
know how
doing
to cook.
laundry. I have been doing my own laundry since I was about 6 years old.
Yeah.
I think I told you the story on here before because when mom had to go to the hospital back then, it was like 90 days she was going to be down after she had surgery. So before she went in the hospital, she taught us how to do laundry. So when she got home and healed up, she didn't go back to doing laundry. She said, shoot, y'all know how to do it. Y'all can keep doing it. And that's how it was.
Yeah. I started doing laundry. I want to say I was about maybe eight, nine, and started doing laundry. My grandma taught me how to do laundry. She broke it down real easy and simple for me. And we was doing laundry. This was a laundry day with my grandma. Like we would be in that basement all day washing and folding clothes. Like if you came in the house and you realized that your grandma was in the basement, you tried to hurry get right back out the house because you ain't know how to know you was in there. But she hear you coming through the door. She hear you. She called me in a minute. Dad. I'm like, oh Lord. I'm like, don't you all love me? Get down here with your no good greedy butt. I'm like, I'm on my way, Grandma. You you rascal.
Mm-hmm.
She been downstairs ironing. I mean, folding clothes, washing, folding clothes all day, and listening to music.
She
That's how
sound
I
like
learned.
she sound fun to me.
Oh yeah,
Gotta have music on when you're doing your chores. That's what I always have to have music on when I'm doing my chores. So
yeah. And she used to. And then like on Saturdays, we knew we had to clean up on Saturdays.
Oh yeah.
So she usually wanted something specific clean. She would write a letter and put it on the TV.
Oh.
She would have put it on the TV to make sure you seen that letter.
Mm-hmm. Well,
That was
yeah,
that was
because Saturday morning cartoons was on the TV, so of course you're gonna see it
right.
stuck
She
on the
knew I
front of
was
the TV.
I was one of the ones wanted to watch wrestling. She already knew.
Oh, okay, wrestling. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, it was
she already knew.
cartoons when I was a kid. I guess by the time you came along, cartoons on Saturday morning had probably stopped.
No, cartoons was still there Saturday morning,
Were they?
but I still wanted to watch wrestling.
Yeah, no interest. Wrestling came
Yeah,
on in the afternoon in my area.
that's what she was saying. She was like, "You still watching that wrestling?" Yes, and I
Wrestling,
enjoyed
watching that wrestling. What else we got,
it.
Dennis?
Yeah. Shannon Sharp.
Oh
Shannon
Lord,
Sharp
oh Lord.
has reached a buyout with FS1 after the NBA Finals. He will be done with the undisputed TV show that was on FS1 with Skip Bayless. They have been together for 7 years. It's coming to a crashing end, and a lot of people want to know why is Shannon leaving. And I heard two sides to the story. One side I heard is that Skip Bayless bought him out. Other side I heard is that he bought his contract out. Chocolate Girl, break it down to us. Give us your Chocolate Girl thought.
Well, I think it came down to two things. And people have been saying this all over the internet too, but this is what I immediately thought. Things went south when that whole Damar Hamlin thing went down and he didn't show up on the show. But I think the last straw was when Skip disrespected him on the show and about that Tom Brady argument. And when he said to him, "You just hate Tom, you just mad because Tom Brady was a better player than you," and just disrespected him. This is a Hall of Famer. Hall of Famer. One of the top 5 tight ends of all time. And this is what you think this is how he is? That he's gonna be on a show and downgrade Tom Brady just because he's jealous of him? 50-year-old man? Who does that? And I could just see it all over him. He's done. So he stayed on the show, but I could tell he was working behind the scenes to get up out of there. Because it wasn't the same. You know how when they start the show, they give each other the pound?
Yeah.
Their hands stop touching. I don't know if you noticed, they still put their hands up. They don't touch anymore. They stop touching.
Mm.
And if you're not paying attention, you don't even notice it.
Yeah. I wasn't want to watch the show all the time, so I can't.
But
Now that's
see,
now what you saying. I agree with that. But I'm gonna tell you something else I've been sitting here thinking about, and I've been putting together, and I can see other people are looking at this way, and they're gonna start putting it together. If you paying me a 5-year deal for 20 million, and I'm on 5 days a week for 2 hours every day, and there's podcasters out here working twice a week, 2 hours every day, twice a week, getting 100 million for a 3-year deal, I'm in the wrong business.
mhm.
I'm in the wrong business. That's just the way I gotta look at it. I'm in the wrong business. I need to go out here and be a podcaster. They got $100 million 3-year deal
Hmm.
or $85 million 3-year deal. There's a lot of them. They doing 2 shows a week. They got the rest of the week to themselves. They do 2 shows a week. Meanwhile, I'm here every day on FS1 or ESPN for
Wait,
2 hours
wait a minute. And
giving you subject.
mind you, waking up at 4 in the morning to do it.
Yes, giving you subject, debating with you. I can take my money to myself, go buy me a team, of producers and camera people and wait till I get $100 million deal.
Yeah.
And I know that's exactly what Shannon Sharp was sitting there thinking, like, hold up. I'm only making about $20 million here, and I got to deal with your BS. I ain't got to deal with this no more. I ain't got no creative control because I got to listen to what you say, and that's what we talking about. I got all the creative control over here.
That's right. And it felt good. So he wanted more of that.
I love watching Club Shay Shay. Club Shay Shay is a very entertaining show.
It is. He does really good interviews. I don't know if he writes all his questions, but he asks some very good questions. He asked the questions that you would expect him to ask that person he's interviewing, but he also asked some questions that you don't think about. And see, that's how I like to interview. To me, that makes a good interview. If you can find some nuance, something to ask a question that nobody else had thought to ask, you're a damn good interviewer.
I have to agree with that. And like I seen him interview Tabitha Brown, right? Then about an hour into the show, her husband came in and he interviewed the both of them and got the conversation out of them. And I was like, this is a damn good interview.
Yeah. I finally watched it. Remember, I told you I was going to watch it, right? I finally watched it, and you're right. And when her husband came on, the questions that Shannon asked him were just so engaging, just really good questions. The way that he worded the questions, it was good. It really was a good interview.
It was a really good interview.
So yeah. Do you think that he'll ever like be on a regular show again, or he'll just stick to podcasting and just do the shake?
And if I'm him, I will probably stick to podcast. I will probably do 2 shows a week. I could travel as much as I want to, go anywhere I want to do. I could give you as much backstage trash talk as I'm doing backstage. I could put that out as content. People love to see that. I think the other day, might have been yesterday. He put pictures up of him out there on his garden. But at the same time, in those pictures, he's shooting a video. And then he says on his Instagram, wait till you see the next seed I plant.
Awesome.
That's why I said
he's got big plans. But he said in a tweet, he tweeted way back when all that went down, when Skip disrespected him about that Tom Brady stuff. He tweeted something along the lines of, moving in silence and watch what I do next, or I'm laying the foundation, I'm getting things in order. I'm taking, because people were pressing him like, you need to leave. You need to leave the show. You need to leave the show. And he's like, no.
Can't leave without a plane.
He said, there's a way to do everything. And he's like, and I'm taking my time and I'm, weighing my options. Whatever he said, I cannot remember the exact wording, but it led me to believe he's running his business while y'all running your mouths. I'm running my business. And he was working behind the scenes.
Right. Everybody always
silence sometimes. You don't have to let it announce and tell everybody what the hell you doing.
But see, I want to call them the social media black power people. Always be quick. Oh man, if it was me, I'd have quit. And then what? Like y'all always ready to move with no plan. Like
you got 4 kids and a wife that need food and shelter. How you gonna get it?
You can't move with no plan. But now I think he already knew about this plan he was gonna do. I think he knew it.
Oh yeah. That's what I'm saying. I think he started this way back then.
Yeah, I think he started since the pandemic. I think he started to see things and was like, you know what, I'm gonna need something different to do instead of just doing this. And he started Club Shay Shay, and I when I seen it was under FS1, I was like, that's probably the worst thing he did right there was put that under FS1. He probably should have had that to himself. Club Shay Shay.
On your own.
on your own. That way you got that's a whole nother check you got.
That's the one
To
thing I
do
learned
something
from watching Oprah. Own your own stuff.
different. Yeah. And once I seen that, and I was like, all right. And I think something happened before that I was like, Skip and Shannon ain't gonna be together that long. It was before the Tom Brady thing and before the DeMar Hamilton. Something happened before that. And I said that, and I was like, I don't think they're gonna be together long. I forgot what it was though. I couldn't remember, but
I'm trying to
all I
remember
know is,
what that was.
yeah, all I know is I'm not surprised. Tell everybody you got Joe Rogan out here getting 100 million. Yeah, $1 million worth of game getting 100 million. You got Joe Buttons getting 100 million.
Pat
Who's the other guy?
McAfee just struck that deal with ESPN.
Pat McAfee, he got 85 million. So I'm saying, you being on ESPN or FS1 ain't gonna get you no 100 million. I'm
Yet.
sorry to say that the ESPN FS1, but if you have your own audience like a Stephen A. Smith, a Shannon Sharp, Ryan Clark, who went out and went with the pivot, and now Emmy Award winning Ryan Clark, you got your own. When you get your own audience, your boy Swagoo, when you get your own audience, it's time for you to move it. Only thing I don't like about Swag and Perk Show, they need to be video.
Well, they haven't done an episode in a while.
But it was just straight
like
audio. I used to love it.
November or December or something like, because I'm an avid. I follow that show every week. I would listen to that podcast every week when it dropped.
Just like, oh man, my man Jalen Rose out there doing this thing. The Renaissance.
Man, that Jalen and Jacoby show, I missed that show.
Man,
that show was for the culture, Dennis. That show was for the culture, and I miss it.
But I think they learned the situation too. They learned like, yo, Jalen and Jacoby's a good show, but we should be getting 100 million too. I think a lot of people are starting to realize, like, why can't we get 100 million? What are we doing that we can't get 100 million?
I don't know what Jacoby is doing now, because Jalen still has the Renaissance Man.
Yeah, I know he still does the Renaissance.
That's a good podcast. You talking about some good interviews. I like that even better than Club Shay Shay. He has some really, really good interviews. But I've told you about that like 2 years ago. I was telling you need to watch that.
Yeah, you talking about the Renaissance Man,
because that's good. It's a good show, and he interviews some of every kind of body. You know?
Yes, he does.
And can I say something about Jalen Rose since you brought him up? Can I say something?
Go ahead. I love to hear you talk about Michigan players. Go ahead.
Let me say this about Jalen Rose. Now, I am a proud graduate of Michigan State University. I am green and white Spartan through and through, and I hate with everything I love. I hate the University of Michigan and that maize and blue, that obnoxious looking maize and blue, and everything about them. I did not like the Fab Five when they played because they played for the wrong school. But I tell you what, I love me some Jalen Rose now. Now that he's been a broadcaster, I love Jalen Rose. And then when he started that school, that charter school, I was like, wow, he created a school. He went back to Detroit. He has never left Detroit, really. Yeah. And he put that school right where he grew up. And I always admired that. And you know who else is another NBA player who created a school back in his native land? And that's Dikembe Mutombo. He also did that. Yeah. But let me get back to Jalen Rose and tell you where I'm going with this. I love when any athlete or any person of means gives back. I love it. Especially when it has to do with children and education. I love that. You know how I feel about education. I'm very all into that. Of any type. I don't care what kind of, it doesn't have to be bachelor's degree. It can be any type of education, certificate, training, whatever it is. It can be any of that. Trades, all of it. Just learn to do something. And I admire and respect people that do that. But when LeBron James opened that academy in Akron. Why did people act like this is the first time an athlete ever opened a school?
because they don't pay attention to when Jalen Rose did it or Tumbo did it, or there's a couple other basketball players that got schools too. But I'm gonna say athletes. There's a couple other athletes that got
Oh
schools,
yeah, I know. But I'm
but
just
they
saying, and they always want to talk about, oh, the I Promise school, and I'm like, Jalen been doing this, talking about the TMLA for years. I mean,
yeah.
just it, it's like, what are you talking about? Oh, and he started a school in America. He started a school. Jalen Rose did that 10 years prior. I mean, he's been had that, and when you listen to their stories are so different. um LeBron school is doing well financially. Jalen's is still a struggle. It's
Yeah.
doing it's surviving, it's making it, but he's working doubly hard to make sure that it work that everything is covered and everything is working.
Well, he's trying to get this state of the art gym slash
Mm-hmm.
community center
Yeah, so they can
built to the
play
school.
games at their school.
Right, but not just that. He's trying to get it so when it's not games, he want to help the community, like
Mm-hmm.
for people who can't get jobs, help them get the training that they need so they can get a
Right.
better job.
Exactly.
And if they lacking in computer knowledge, then they can get that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't understand why the government has to come to him and say, and been behind him with this. But again,
They don't do that.
they only after their evils in the government. This is why I understand why voting is so important, but this is why I always say you gotta watch the shady people that support these people that you're voting for. You gotta
You got to
watch that.
stay
You gotta
engaged,
start going
Dennis.
through.
You got to stay engaged with these officials and follow what they do. Stop looking at what they say and watch what they do.
They do
People do,
exactly
and
because they're
it
gonna
takes
tell you
time.
everything you want to hear.
It takes time to do it. Okay. But people don't want to put it in time. They got
I'll
to
tell
watch
you
the
everything you
NBA
want to hear.
finals after all. They got to watch the Super Bowl. They got to watch Real Housewives of Atlanta. They got too much stuff to do. They got to, that's important stuff. I don't have time to
It's
follow.
entertainment.
I don't
It's
have
interesting.
time to listen to this press conference. I don't have time to watch this footage at the U.S. House of Representative on C-SPAN to hear what they're
Right.
talking about. I don't have time to do that. It's boring. I need some
Yeah.
excitement.
You gotta
I
you
got to
gotta
go to
watch
this
them.
party.
How is it that you're not going to fund the schools so the kids can get better, but yet you'll take that same school that you're not funding and build the condo in?
Yes. Well, the goal
Yeah,
of
you gotta.
one of the two-party system that we have, their goal is to totally dismantle the whole public school system,
You got
privatize
you got to.
all education.
I sit there, and as a matter of fact, in my city, they did it. They've done it. The one that I know of for sure on Broad Street, they took the school, bought the school out. No more kids go there. Did the parking lot real nice. It looked like you're driving in to a condo instead of you driving into a school parking lot as usual. Look like you're driving into a condo. Made it look real pretty. Open the doors, floors, and everything with elevators. Is I was like, so you sleeping in a classroom basically, and you paying $2,000 a month to sleep in a classroom?
Mhm. And somebody's paying it.
Yeah,
That's the thing. And see, it's like what are we doing here? And so you dismantle the public school system, you privatize it. That means people can go around here teaching whatever they want
yeah.
to these kids. What's going to happen to future generations, Dennis? Remember, these
I'm
are the
gonna I'm
kids.
gonna be on the
These are the
positive side
kids.
and say some of
These are
them
the
are gonna.
kids. These are the kids that are going to become adults and make the decisions when you're in your 70s for you and people older than you.
Right. I'm
Because
gonna
remember,
like
you're going to be retired by then on Social Security by then if it's still here. Maybe,
ever still there. Yeah, they've been talking
maybe.
about Social Security been going away. like the
But
last
these
2 years.
kids now, they're gonna be in their 40s and 50s making decisions to run this nation. You see what I'm saying? You gotta think about this.
Well, I'm gonna be on the positive side, and I'm gonna say we're gonna raise some kids that are gonna be multi-talented. They can do stock market, and I'm gonna say they can do the stock market and run the country. That's what I'm gonna say. They're well enough to do the stock market and run the country. That's what
They
I'm gonna
gotta
say.
be able to spell the word country, Dennis. That's
Hey,
what I'm saying. This is what I'm,
listen,
and you think I'm playing. I am serious. It is that serious with this party. They want to dismantle it, get rid of it. And what's going to happen? Only the rich kids are going to be educated. That's what they want. I'm just saying. People can sleep on it if they want to. But we can get off the political. I just wanted to mention that about Jalen Rose because you brought him up. I respect that so
it's
much.
not that we gotta it's not that we gotta get off the political. I'm gonna say this last thing. This is what they do. Like you'll see them. They're into making more money. They're not into being a political leader. They ain't worried about leading your goddamn neighborhood. I give a damn what happened in that neighborhood. You know what they care about in that neighborhood? Oh, if I build this such and such here, I could get $1 million a year off of this.
Exactly.
Even when I'm not councilman no more. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I can take this one over here, the low income one, move everybody out of there.
They can buy another mink coat for their wives and take another trip to Paris. That's all.
Right.
Buy another chalet.
And at the end of the day, you sitting there and you like, you know that, and then this is how they distract you. They'll do something good to distract you. Maybe they'll have
Right. Exactly.
a book bag drive, something like that. They'll do something good to distract you. At the same time, they building a whole building over there.
What
They
do
done
I
built the
always
whole
call that, Dennis? What do I always call that? That's the Nino Brown effect. Nino
yeah.
Brown will give out them damn turkeys at Thanksgiving and then sell poison to your children the very next day on Black Friday.
They sell poison to your children that same day.
That's what I'm saying.
And I don't blame the drug dealers because the drug dealers they're trying to make money. It's actually good drug dealers out there that's actually trying to make money to take care of the neighborhood. Meanwhile, you got the political people who's trying to make money to take care of them only.
Right. Their
They
own.
don't care about the neighborhood,
No, they don't. So
and that's the difference. That's why.
what you gonna do with that? What you gonna do with that? You got to do something though. You can't just sit here and act like it's gonna go away on its own. And that's what people do. I don't know what they don't the people who are not politically engaged. I don't know what they expect to happen. They watch plenty of videos showing how messed up we are, but then they don't think they should be part of the solution. They're waiting for somebody else to fix that. When y'all gonna fix this? When y'all go no, when you gonna do something to fix it? You got to get involved. Because listen, since 2016, if you are a minority, especially a black person in this country, and a black woman in particular, and you don't see how this country has changed since 2016 to your detriment, so you the most unaware person on earth.
Well, a lot of them don't even leave the house. So
You listen, you don't even have to leave the house to be aware of what's happening now. You don't even have to leave the house. It's everywhere. If you look at the internet, you can't get away from it. You see it. I don't care if you never watch CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, you never watch Meet the Press or 60 Minutes. You don't have to watch all that anymore. All you got to do is scroll on the internet. It's there. It's all over the place. You can't even open your email on Yahoo. They have the news page. Anything you want to know that's going on in the world, open your Yahoo. It's there. It's there. AOL, same thing. People who still have that. Hotmail, I don't know about Hotmail. Never had a Hotmail. Gmail, all you gotta do is go to Google and type in news. Everything that you want to know happened anywhere in the world was right there on the screen. People better do something, because I'm telling you, this country is dialing it back. It's going backwards. You think I'm wrong? Watch what happened in the next 10 years. Watch what happened by 2033. If people don't do anything, if people do not wake up and get involved, watch what happened. But let's end on a more positive note.
Go ahead.
The last thing we're going to talk about today is one of the greatest things on earth, in my opinion, going right now, and that's the WNBA. So
Yes,
I'm going to end this talking about your boo, Dennis, Candace Parker of the Las Vegas Aces. Shout out to Ian Kelly. She moves up and passes Katie Smith for 8th on the all-time points list with 6,453 points before last night's game. And last night she ended the game with 13 points last night, so she was not the leading scorer. But the Aces won. They beat the Atlanta Dream 92-87, taking them to 5-0. So they're undefeated. We're undefeated. Remember that from Coach Carter? We undefeated. Yeah. What you think about that, Dennis? What's your thoughts about yo boo moving into the 8th place?
I'm definitely proud of her. I don't know how many more points she got to get to like 5th. But I'm definitely
to get to where?
5th place.
Oh, I can tell you, but keep talking. I can find that. Yeah. I have it up on the screen. Go ahead.
I think she got like 2 to 3 more years left. So hopefully she can get enough points to get to 5th. That's my thought process on that. But I think she loves basketball, but she probably realized that she makes more money being on TNT. That's another one right? TNT. Charles Barkley got a $325 million deal for 10 years. Like, that's another, and they only on twice a week. Like, you got to sit there. When you sit there and you think about all that stuff, you're like, hold up, play, I'm here every day.
But wait a minute. You know, he also got that deal to do that show with Jamel Hill on CNN, I think it is. Did you hear about that?
I didn't hear about that one.
Yes. He's going to do a show with Jamel Hill. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. That's going to be something else. You're talking about two people who are not afraid to tell how they feel.
Yes.
So Candace needs to score. She's 442 points out of 5th place.
Oh, yeah, she can hit that then. Yeah.
Yeah, 442 points out of 5th place. So she would be right behind Tina Charles. So the top 4 is Tina Charles, 3 is Tamika Catchings, 2 is Tina Thompson, and 1 is Diana Taurasi, who's still playing.
Still playing. Diana Taurasi. She knows.
Yep.
Yeah. But that's a damn good list right there.
Yep. She only has 400 and just under 400 to go to pass Sue Bird, who's number 7.
Yeah.
That's
cool. This is shout out to the WNBA. I thought I was gonna make it to an Atlanta Dream game this year. It don't look like I'm gonna make it. Don't look like I'm gonna make it. Sam Sports Network. I don't know if it's 100% official, but it's a good 90% official that we will be at the BET Awards June 26th. 26th. We'll be at the BET Awards. About 90% official though. And those are some of the biggest things. I was supposed to go to ATL, but
where's the awards at? LA?
In LA.
Well, have fun. You're gonna have fun out there.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to do what I could do.
But anyway, yeah, shout out to the WNBA. They're doing so much better in the ratings and stuff. They're getting better with showing things on TV, showing the games on TV. Still room for improvement, but they're still trending in the right direction. That's all we can hope for. So Elise said, well, you'll be down here for my birthday. That's what she said.
I should be.
I'm thinking I'm coming with you. I told you to stop by here and pick me up
Yeah, I should be.
so we can get down there. Sheila's seriously thinking about us going down there for her birthday.
Man, because I really ain't got nothing else to do in August.
It's your
Cause
birthday.
usually, yeah, but I'm going to I'm going to Baltimore for the Eagles Ravens game on my birthday, and then it's Amira's birthday, which
I was about
Amira
to say, what
graduates.
about
She
your daughter?
graduates from. Yeah, that's usually the big thing in August. Like I usually try to do a trip with my daughter in August, so
Right.
she can have a good time.
Why don't y'all come to North Carolina and go to the beach?
No, I ain't going to the beach in North Carolina. Can't
Why?
take her boozy ass to the beach in North Carolina. No.
Why?
Because we done went to Miami already. It's too late.
And
You don't know Amira. That's why you're saying it like that. You don't know. Her
see,
bougie ass not gonna have a good time at that
okay,
beach.
but she bougie because of why? Because y'all done made her that way. See,
Yeah.
it's your fault.
It's me. I ain't gonna say y'all. It's me.
Well, it's you. It's your
'Cause
fault.
her mother took her to Myrtle Beach, and she was all right with it, but she wasn't having a real good time. I took her to Miami. She had a ball, so it was like,
I mean, it's not about the location though. It's whatever you make it. You gotta
right.
make it whatever you make it. Miami is cool. Look, I got a friend. She just left Miami. She been in Miami for years. She done picked up and moved to Houston, Texas.
Yeah,
I'm
the
looking
rent
at the
cheaper.
screen like you leaving Miami for Texas. Oh my gosh. I gotta find this out. I gotta find out why.
It is expensive to live in Miami.
Oh yeah, I know it's expensive, but oh my gosh, the views. Every time she would post video
Yeah,
where she
the view is
was,
beautiful,
just
but the
beautiful.
house she probably was living in was probably just a nice house. The house she probably got in Houston probably big as hell, front yard, backyard, and everything. The
Oh
houses
yeah,
in Houston,
probably.
I ain't
You can
gonna
get
say none
you
of
can get a
it.
lot
It's
more property in Houston for the money. That's true.
for the money, yeah, and it's cheaper.
That's true. But damn, Texas? Oh Lord. Mm. We can talk about that later, but I will talk about what it would take for me to move to Texas. It'd be a lot. Trust me.
I think you ain't moving from North Carolina.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you
Mm-mm,
at
not anytime soon.
it's a good state that you at right there, North Carolina.
Let me tell you, North Carolina has a lot of problems, but I do love living here. I do.
Yeah,
I do.
it's a good state that you in. You get a lot of people I know they'll move to North Carolina and they usually retire there. I'll be like, why you ain't just go to Florida and retire? No, I'll stay in North Carolina. I like it here. I know some that went to South Carolina and retired there too.
Yeah. I have no interest in South Carolina. That's a
Yeah,
state I would just skip over if I could to get to Atlanta. Like literally jump over it so I don't have to go through it. Yeah.
I feel you.
This is one of them places. Like Colorado. Hey Colorado.
Before the Kobe incident, you hated Colorado?
No, before the Kobe incident, I love Colorado. But since
Oh,
then, hate it. No interest.
okay. All right. Well, do
Like,
you have any final words?
yes. Of course I do, Dennis. Think positively in all things. Even when you feel like you're at the end of your rope and things are piling on, this bad thing happened, this bad thing, this bad. Think positively. Just center yourself, be still, meditate on it, breathe, and then pick yourself up, dust yourself off, put one foot in front of the other, and keep going. Keep going. It's all right. God's got you. Believe me. Because I'm telling you, if I'm blessed just to be here, I don't look like what I've been through. I do not look like what I've been through. And I'm telling you, you have got to stay faithful. Even in the midnight hour when you think everything is lost and all hope is gone. I'm just saying. Think positively. It starts with your thoughts. And just trust and believe and never give up. Just never give up. You have any
Now,
final thoughts, Dennis?
now that Buck Flair's here, we're gonna have to let Buck Flair know. At the first night we come back on the show, we gotta have the first night as a malt liquor night.
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
First night gotta be a malt liquor night, Buck Flair.
Old English 800.
Yeah, me and Chocolate Girl been talking about it. First night gotta be a malt liquor night.
Malt liquor check.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a 40. I'm getting one to get a 40.
Ah,
BJ in the building as well.
what's up, BJ? You late.
Yeah.
You all late. Wait till the show over. What's your final thoughts, Mr. Dennis Ignoranthinker's podcast?
Final thoughts for the day. I would have to say, be happy. I'm gonna tell everybody the same thing as you. Be happy. Be happy. It's a rough time out here. And say something nice to your kids. Do something nice with your kids. Let me just say that because situation with these kids nowadays, they out here doing too much. Spend some time with your kids. I understand that you got to work 2 jobs and then you got to sleep and you barely got enough time to parent. I understand. I've been there, but you got to call out of one of them jobs one day. You got to take a PTO day. You got to take care of them kids. You got to sit down and talk to them kids and let them know, you know what I mean, why you working so hard. Because they wouldn't see it until the end. Like at 18, 19, you won't pay attention. You won't see. But at 25, you'll be like, oh, all right, now it's starting to ring a bell while you had to work all them jobs. They ain't paying nothing. I get it now. Oh. But again, I wanna thank you thank y'all a lot for coming out tonight. You know what I mean? Really enjoy your time. I'm sorry, today. I said tonight. Thank y'all for coming out today. Really enjoy your time. Chocolate Girl, anything you want to say, take us out?
Thank you for stopping by, BJ, Elise, Buck Flair, all the strange people over on Twitch. Well, Switch. What's the name of that doggone?
Twitch.
Twitch, yeah. All them strange people over there or whoever. Thank you for watching.
Yes. God bless. Great day.